Hi, Sagittarius. Sorry it's been a while, but I'm so excited to have a pick a card reading specifically for each zodiac sign. So, let's get started here. We have the first deck, the Gilded Tarot. And then we have the second deck, Nightmare Before Christmas. So, I'm going to get set aside and let you guys pick for just a second which one you guys want. And then if you guys need a second longer, just pause the video. Right. So number one, those who've chosen the Gilded Tarot. So we're going to see what is coming or what changes are coming into my Sagittarius's life. A lot of stuff has been going on for a lot of people, so I'm really excited to see what is going to be happening for you guys. Already off with one card. We have the Two of Pentacles. I get this sense that the wait is over. Now, I don't know what that means, but I just get this feeling that the wait is over. Something is finally coming to an end, which seems like a big cycle. So we have here the Two of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands, Death card, the Magician, and the Knight of Cups. Oop, that almost flew off the table. We have the Page of Pentacles, some of you guys are getting out of a stagnant cycle. It feels kind of stagnant, like you were going nowhere fast. It felt kind of restrictive. And so maybe that's what I feel by the wait is finally over. Maybe some of you guys felt like you couldn't do certain things. With the World card. We have the Nine of Cups, Five of Wands, the Chariot, the Six of Swords, the Eight of Cups, the Star card, and the bottom is the King of Swords. Okay. So, Sag, I feel like some of the things that is kind of coming up into your life here is this sense of some of you guys have always felt like you only had two options or that you didn't really have a choice in something. It just felt very restrictive. And I feel like a lot of you guys at one point felt very burdened by these decisions, by the actions that have going on. Of course, we've had so much going on in the last 2 years is what it feels like. And due to finally having a lot of planets going back into direct, back to normal again, it feels like things are going to start to speed up. A lot of people felt very stagnant at the time that a lot of planets were in retrograde. And so a lot of people right now, I feel like are kind of reeling from those consequences or going through whatever has happened. And I feel like a lot of you guys are releasing these burdens and ending a cycle in your life. And I feel like a lot of you are actually deciding to take a chance to create something new that might actually lead you to become happier and more prosperous in the long run. Now, I feel like for a lot of you guys, whatever this is that you're thinking about doing or you will be thinking about doing, because some of you guys, this might not even have happened yet. I feel like there's this sense of a relief, like you feel as though you maybe like you were in so much of an inaction state is what it feels like for a while, because the world was so upside down. It felt like things were uncertain. Maybe you've had to deal with stuff that you were hoping that you didn't have to. And I get the sense that for some of you guys, this was a struggle, that this was something that led you feeling depleted. But now that you have this time to process it, it's almost like you are still happy. Even though a lot of stuff in your life that has happened to you, even though there's a lot of stuff that had taken place that could have caused you to feel worn out, feel tired, feel like you can't move forward, you still had this sense of hope. You still had this sense of optimism to you, because a part of you knows that even if there's conflict and even if there's no movement, even if because it feels like nothing is moving, it feels so stagnant, there's a part of you that knew that you can free yourself emotionally. So some of you guys, you were very optimistic. You didn't let, because I get this sense, like, again, very heavy stagnancy energy here. And I think that it's been blocking you from really manifesting and creating your life and your desire. And you're taking this time out to heal. It feels like you're healing something and you're gaining clarity on it, because I'm getting the sense that even though throughout this hardship, you never lost that sense of your emotional core. You never gave up. It's almost like when something happened, you looked at it and you felt your feelings and you observed it, and then you moved forward. And because of that, it's changing the ways. It's almost like you broke a pattern of reacting and instead really focusing on your feelings and then reacting. And I feel like that's what's been happening. It's like you're responding now instead of reacting, and you're healing this part of yourself that had to go through certain challenges. And I feel like now, because of that, you're coming more to this this awareness, this part of you, this sense of you that you feel like you've lost. Because for some of you guys, this could be even having a conversation with another person, with wanting to actually move forward with somebody. Getting the sense that for others of you, you are gaining back a sense of your power. You're letting go of past hurts and pains that have kept you guys stuck for a while, because I feel like a lot of you guys have acknowledged where this could have hindered you or blocked you. And even though there was this sense of stagnancy in your life here, I get that feeling that a lot of you guys, you knew that whatever was stagnant, it was a physical stagnancy. It felt like something around you was stagnant. And for some of you, it could have been because you were not getting the resources that you needed, the money that you needed to provide for certain things, and it was slowing you down. But a part of you guys still knew that you can control things with your mind. It's almost like you tried to still cultivate an attitude of gratitude, even though it was tough for you to do that. And I feel like a lot of you guys, that's kind of starting to pay off, because for the longest time here, I get that you were down on your luck. You weren't very happy. Some of you guys could have just gotten out of a relationship, became single again. And believe it or not, I felt like that was actually still a burden that was lifted off of your shoulders. Because I think some of you guys, you've had time during the way the world was to gather your thoughts, to figure out what it is that you needed. And I think that's wise. You took out that time. Some of you guys maybe didn't work. There was something here where you had some time to reflect. Again, I don't feel like your money situation was all that great. And I think that a lot of you guys, a lot of stuff just kind of showed up at your door and just kind of left a lot of you guys stagnant, left you feeling like you can't complete what it is that you're trying to create for yourself. All right, so a lot of you guys, when I get this feeling that it feels like you either are in the verge of breaking up or you already had broken up with somebody, but it feels like within this year or two, like within that whole span of time. I think some of you guys came to the conclusion, because I think you were juggling a lot in your life at the time, Sag, and a lot of you came to this conclusion that I I just can't do this anymore. This relationship is not working for me anymore, or the other person could have stated that. I'm getting the sense that there was definitely an ending of a connection, but I get that the connection wasn't very good. It wasn't very open and honest communication. And I get the sense too that if you were around this person more than you would have originally, just due to the circumstances, you could have seen this person in a different light, in a different way, and you realized it just wasn't going to work. And because of that, you took back your own power, you took back what was going to make you you, and you still went out there. Now, the issue that I saw too is that a lot of you guys, you saw that there was an opportunity to heal. You saw that there was an opportunity to get your wish fulfillment, but there was work into it that you didn't realize was so much work. But at the same time, you didn't know how to begin the work. So I think that's why there was some stagnancy in your life, is this sense of, I know that I deserve to be happy, but I have to figure out what makes me happy. I have to figure out how I'm going to get to that, because there's this sense of needing to gain that clarity and then needing to move forward, but being hesitant to move forward because of the lack of funds, because of the lack of sense. Like, you've doubted yourself a lot throughout this process. Did I make the right decisions? Am I going to regret this? You had all of these different types of things, people, circumstances, situations that kept popping up that you had to divide your attention towards. And because of that, it felt like there was really no time for you to truly gain what it is that you needed at in that moment in time, which I think is what slowed down the process. But now I feel like a lot of you guys, you're becoming more clearer, you're gaining that insight, you're becoming more aware of what it is that you want. And then it's the having to commit to it and go for it. And I feel like the world has caused you tower moments. I feel like you've had things in situations where it's like your car just broke down or your pet could have died. Like, there was some dramatic stuff that I feel like my Sagittariuses have gone through in the last 2 years. And it seems like your finances took a hit. It seems like a part of your relationships could have taken a hit. And a lot of you guys felt like you had to pick back up the pieces. And even though you seem like your luck was down, there's still this optimism there. But I get this sense that a lot of you guys, you wanted to find something that you could be proud of, something that you've always wanted within yourself. And I'm getting the sense that you've been around people who've made you feel bad about it, or who have told you, oh, who are you that you think you can do this or that? Or you've been around people who are telling you, like, oh, what happened between you and so and so? Like, you just had a bunch of people up in your business. And I think that's another reason why you pulled back and went a little more stagnant, was because it's like you see, we have the Six of Swords here in the reverse and the Six of Swords here in the reverse. It feels like you were trying, and this is something that I'm getting to. It's like when you're on a boat, you're a little bit more further away from people, right? And I'm getting that is like, that's kind of what you try to do. You try to isolate yourself. You try to put a little bit of distance between you and another person, you and other people. You know, you felt like you needed that space to gain that clarity, to figure out what it was that's going to bring you the fulfillment that you need, especially because I feel like a lot of you guys are trying to be smart about your future, about what it is that you want to create. And I'm getting this sense that because you've pulled away from people and you've taken that time, even though there's still this lack of true understanding in the things that you want, there's still this uncomfortability that you feel, this resistance that you're feeling towards this goal or this direction that you're wanting to move forward in. And it's because there is this lack of mystery. If you let this go, if you let go of this person, or if you let go of these feelings that you've had for such a long time, which I'm getting for some of you guys, these are childhood issues that some of you are letting go of. It's a long time that I feel like you've formed that identity. So to let go of certain things, it's scary, because not only are you letting things go physically, which makes you feel already unstable, but you're letting things go emotionally as well. And there's that healing. And so a part of you, the brain, the body, we like to stay in the familiar. And I feel like a lot of you guys are getting out of that comfort zone. And so you're feeling that resistance. You're feeling that that scarcity, that afraid of, well, what if I lose more than I gain? But I feel like you guys are going to gain more by healing. See, we had the star here and then the star here. It's like they're mirroring each other back. So I feel like for a lot of you guys, this self-doubt with that Emperor in the reverse, it's like you have this self-doubt that replays in the back of your mind constantly, which isn't doing any of my Sages any good. And I feel like that's one of the issues is you are afraid of getting hurt again. You're afraid of this sense of what if, and it's almost like you want to heal this for yourself, because it's almost like healing this is going to bring justice to yourself for whatever situation that could have robbed you of joy and robbed you of your own sense of worth, your worthiness, who you are, that sense of esteem. And I feel like that's what you're trying to move forward with, is wanting to become that emperor, wanting to become more powerful within yourself. And because of that, it's kind of starting to stir up all of these old emotions, all of these insecurities that I feel like a lot of my Sagittariuses are in this process of resolving. And when you're pushing through that, and when you're going into that, realizing that it's scary to go into the unknown at times, and it's only because it's what we project onto the unknown is what is so scary, more than the unknown itself. And so what is it that you're so afraid of that you're projecting onto the world, onto others? Because I feel like that's what is kind of currently happening for some of you, is you're projecting onto others your feelings or the way the world is at the time. You're projecting onto it as you're unsafe, it's not safe, you're unstable, that you're not ready to go out there, so you keep making excuses or you keep holding yourself back. And that's where that resistance is coming in, is because of these fears and worries that you're going to become ultimately rejected in the end, that people are not going to like you, that if you do this, or if you go after this person, or after this dream, or after whatever it is that you're searching for here, Sag, that you're afraid of the rejection that could unfold in this situation. And that is one of the biggest fears that you have, is because in the past, I feel like you have been rejected by a parent, or you've been rejected by friends and people close to you, that it has caused a lot of you guys to withdraw from a lot of people, to not truly be 100% present, out of that fear of being rejected, or out of that fear of somebody not taking us the way that we would like to be taken, to not look at us the way that we would like to be. It's almost like you feel as though people look at you and they see this side of you that is repulsive, or this side of you that shouldn't be loved. And so it scares you. And so I feel like some of you guys, you're in this process of working through it. And that's another issue, is why it's so sensitive perhaps to be around certain people at this time, or you might feel like you need to just be alone. And it's because it's this sense of having to work and move through these issues and move through what is happening with you currently. And it's this fear of rejection, and it's this fear of opening up and being truly vulnerable. Because if you are vulnerable, you're open to that threat. You're open to being hurt again. And that is something that has been slowing you down, but is slowly becoming resolved over this time. And I feel like for the couple of months, this is something that is being processed and worked through. And I feel like I said, a lot of this, we have death again and then death here, both in the upright. It's like this is coming to an end of a cycle. You are no longer wanting to deal with conflict with people anymore. You're sick of the dealing with people. You want to move forward with yourself. And it's like learning to invest into yourself. And that's what I'm getting is happening for you here. It's like you are starting to learn to say no, and you're starting to learn to set your boundaries, and you are starting to be more assertive in the way that you act and the way that you move in life, Sag. Because I get this feeling that a lot of you guys felt so unworthy, felt so unloved, felt like you were not worth having this needs and wants being done, created. It's like you feel everything that you've created isn't good enough. It's like this sense of perfectionism that I'm getting a little bit with you guys, which has slowed down the process in you creating what would actually make you happy, because a part of you feels like there is something wrong with you to begin with, or why would your parent or somebody close to you reject you if there wasn't something inherently wrong with you? And that is the belief that we need to work through. And I feel like that is kind of what is currently happening. And once that belief is gone, you're going to notice that opportunities are going to start showing up in your life. People out of nowhere are going to start respecting you more. You're going to start noticing that connections are becoming a little deeper. You're going to notice the people that are there for you and the people that aren't there for you, because the ones that are going to be there for you are going to be more contentive towards you than the ones that aren't. And I feel like a lot of you guys, once you start shifting this mindset, things are going to start moving in a little bit more in your direction. I feel like one of the reasons you have a hard time with your money situation is because you almost feel this sense of unworthiness to have money. This sense of it's almost like you reject money, like money rejects you, right? Money rejects you. It's almost like you can't get enough money, or it's not flowing in the way that you want it to. And I feel like that's why, is because of this sense of rejection. And I feel like, because if you reject yourself, people around you are more willing to reject you. Circumstances are more likely to reject you. Now, of course, life goes on and things happen, and sometimes it's not other people mirroring us, but sometimes we're just mirroring insecurities to other people, and then they just reject us. But a lot of times too, it's like when you have this sense of like how you feel towards money. If you say, oh, I don't need money, oh, I'm okay, I don't have to have money, or you just have a hard time accepting money from others or accepting help from others, it's like you're having a hard time receiving. Money takes that as a sense of rejection. So it's almost like you're pushing away money by rejecting it, just like how you reject yourself, because a part of you believes that you don't deserve the very best because of that rejection. And so now it's like things in your life that is meant to come into your life is being rejected away, because you need to learn that you are worthy. You need to learn that you are prosperous. And so I feel like a lot of you guys are working through those insecurities, but it kind of feels like this sense of frustration of how to go about it, how to deal with it, because rejection is a very sensitive wound. It is not an easy one to heal. You know, I think like abandonment and rejection are probably one of the more sensitive topics. But I feel like a lot of you guys are going to have to start talking to yourself better. I think you are very negative towards yourself. If you actually sit down and listen to the words that you say to yourself, you wouldn't ever have friends if you talk to your friends the way that you talk to yourself. Nobody would want to be around you. And that's what I'm getting with that rejection, is you reject parts of yourself because you don't think it's good enough. So you feel like you need to be more perfect. And so every time you try to act more perfect, it's almost like you're just reaffirming to the universe that reject me because I'm not good enough, because if I was good enough, I wouldn't need to try and act a certain way or be a certain way. Now, I'm not saying you're two-faced. I'm not saying you're having any of these other, but subconsciously we all do it. We all wear masks. We all have this mean side to ourselves. And I feel like that's what's really kind of coming up for you guys, is you've been very mean to yourself. You haven't been very fair to yourself. And perhaps catch yourself too if you're comparing yourself to others, because a lot of times when we feel very rejected, it's very easy for us to compare ourselves to another person, because we want to be able to look at that other person and say, well, what do they have that I don't? And a lot of times we will compare ourselves in an unfair way, where we see all the flaws in ourselves, but we see all the goodness in them. We're not seeing their flaws. We're not seeing what they've done, because we're not them. And so I feel like for a lot of you guys, you got to be very careful not to fall into that type of trap. So be very mindful of yourself and the way that you compare yourself to others, the way that you talk to yourself. That's really going to help you with that sense of that rejection. It's like taking it one day at a time, just being a little kinder to yourself, and try not to compare yourself. And when you catch yourself comparing yourself, you can just say, it's just that part of me that feels like I need to compare myself. and just be kind to that part of yourself that feels as though it needs to compare itself because of that fear of being left alone, or that fear of being rejected, that fear that somebody might be better than me. And so why would anyone want to stay around me when they could be around somebody else? It's like you have to work through those insecurities. And I feel like I said, I feel like you guys are on your way, or you already are, to healing this insecurity. And it's going to jumpstart some money for you. You're going to notice that people are going to be a little less tense around you and a little less defensive around you even, the more you start to work on this rejection issue that you have. So we got here Uranus. Stir up situation by using, be open to new ideas about, and invent a way to. So I feel like for a lot of you guys, it's like the universe with that tower moment here with this card with the world. I feel like things have stirred up in your situations. I feel like things have been, doors have been closing in your face, and new doors have been opening to try and get you to go through that door, to go through a new situation. And I feel like in a lot of ways, because of the circumstances that the universe is throwing at you, it's causing you to have to think outside the box to solve these issues. And so I feel like for a lot of you guys, that's kind of where you're at in this moment, is you're in this process of figuring out what it is that you really need, what it is that you truly desire, and you're working through it, and you're actually moving through this rejection in order to get to where you really need to be. And I feel like that's going to push you guys into a new network of friends and family and situations, and you're going to start building better relationships around you the more you work on this rejection. So we have the 11th house. For humanity's sake, your hopes and wishes, do it for the future. And exactly. So I feel like a lot of you guys, you're trying to make plans for the future. You're trying to better your future. And that's what I was guessing, is by wanting to be better, having better habits, forming new ideas, trying to work through these issues. And that's kind of the sense that I was getting, is like, for some of you, you could have been rejected due to a belief or due to something that you wanted growing up. And I feel like you could have wanted something, and maybe somebody said, oh, don't be selfish, or don't be like this, don't be like that. And it affected you in a core way, where it's almost like that rejection became pure shame, became pure self-hatred of yourself. So it's almost like now having to say, okay, I got to stop hating on myself every day. Not only is that draining my energy, but it's also causing, I feel like some of you guys, if I can be honest with you, have had like indigestion, erratic sleeping patterns. Some of you guys, you're getting headaches for no reason. You're noticing that you're having maybe even issues going to the bathroom. There's something here where I feel like there's a chronic condition that some of you guys have. Now, granted, I'm not a doctor, so I mean, go to a doctor if you really have issues. But I feel like for some of you guys, it's because of this self-hatred. It's like draining you. It's making you tired. It's making you lethargic. It's making you depressed. It's making you not want to motivate yourself to do anything, which is leading to that stagnant energy. And it's because of this self-hatred that's been perpetuated by this rejection. And now that you guys are becoming aware of this and you're working through it, it's like people are going to want to be more united with you. People are going to want what's best for you more. You're going to realize that more. You're actually going to want to help humanity more, especially because it's like, I think a lot of you have a lot of potential to help a lot of people. I think you guys have some kind of skill set or something that is very useful that people could use, that you can make money off of, even that you are a very abundant being, but you're not seeing it all due to this self-doubt, due to this self-hatred, due to abandoning and rejecting yourself. And because of that, it's been very stagnant and it's been slow moving in your life, but it's going to transform and start changing here. So at the bottom of the deck, we also have Leo. So we have self-confidence to create, take a chance on, resulting from the impressiveness of. So I feel like a lot of you guys are building that self-esteem, are building up that confidence, are starting to create those new chances to form. But an issue that I'm seeing too is a lot of you guys, you could have been everybody's very impressionable at a young age. And I feel like for some of you guys, that part of you is still there. You might feel that impressionableness about people around you. Leos, they're very charismatic people. I have a Leo moon, so I have a Leo moon and a Leo Venus, so I feel a lot of like how Leos are. And a lot of times, as hard as that is, they're very confident, but a lot of the times too, like a lot of Leos that I know, they're very impressionable with others around them. They do care about the opinions of others, and it's nothing wrong with them. It doesn't mean that they're very shallow. It makes sense on an instinctual, on a more evolutionary level, right? But for a lot of you guys, I feel like that's what's happening. It is, what will people think of me? It is that judgment. It is that fear. It is that worry. It is those beliefs that you have inside of yourself that is keeping you stuck, that is keeping you stagnant. And it's like your self-esteem is that. It is the self. It is how you see yourself. And I feel like a lot of you guys, you're needing to learn to become the center of your universe again. You're needing to learn to be more capable to handle yourself. And I feel like things are going to start shifting so drastically for you guys. It's going to be crazy because you're not going to see it coming, because I feel like it's going to be changing and the tides are going to be changing so rapidly, so quickly, that you guys are going to have to catch yourself. Because I feel like once you clear a little bit more of this resentment or a little bit more of this rejection that you have towards yourself, things are going to start falling into place a lot faster for you. It's almost like the universe is like, okay, Sagittarius is right at that brink, right? We have that death card. And the death card again, it's like the beginning and the end. It's like we are there. We are at the end and we're going to begin a new season, but we just need that missing piece, which is that sense of hatred and that sense of rejection. We need to clear it because it's not going to serve us in the next chapter. And that is what is happening for you guys right now. So it's very nerve-wracking because you guys are in this, I really do not know what's going to happen. My hands are up. I have no clue. It's like going out there into the world, and the world is crazy right now. You feel like your whole world is crazy, and you're having to have that faith and that trust inside of yourself to know that you're going to get out there and you're going to dominate. You're going to do whatever this is that you know you're destined to do, but it has to come in from not self-doubt, not hating yourself. You need to start to build that muscle of compassion towards yourself. So we're going to use the Chakra Insight Oracle cards just to kind of see what else could be healed, what could potentially be blocking some of my Sagittariuses. Oops. A lot goes flying. Okay. So insight completely fell on the floor. And my first thought is that is like your awareness, your insight to this situation, it feels like it's just out there. Like it's something you cannot obtain. It's just like your self-evolution. And I get this feeling that it is coming up, that you are starting to become more insightful as time goes on. You will start to see the blessings roll in. You will start to see by making these changes, by motivating yourself to make physical action, even though I feel like for a lot of you it's really hard to make that physical action due to being tired or due to whatever. I feel like there's something that's been chronic that's been going on in your life, disease-wise, or some kind of issue, but it's fueled by self-hatred. And once you learn to work through that, you're going to have more energy. You're going to have more enthusiasm, more optimism to continue to actually put in that dedication and that time and that effort into creating what it is that you know that you want to create. So we also have guidance, support, love, signs, and direction. I feel like a lot of you guys might feel kind of alone, directionless, not really sure where you're going. And I feel like the universe is sending you guys numbers. For some of you guys, you're seeing like 222. I'm also getting 42. And you guys could be seeing feathers. It's just like different things. So whatever is showing up. So for instance, if you see a pattern in your everyday routine, like every day you look at your phone, you see 1111, you see it like 4 or 5 times in a day, or you'll see like a bee, right? You'll see like a little bee outside and it's like, oh, that's cute. And then you look on your phone and there's a picture of a bee or somebody talks about bees, right? So it's almost like your reality is sending you signs that, hey, pay attention to that, Google that, look at that, acknowledge that. What does that mean? Because I feel like something has been like kind of more synchronized and you needing to just take that second to acknowledge it. We also have creativity. And it's imagination, expression, originality, and passion. I feel like a lot of you guys have lost your passion, has lost your originality, especially when we have that throat chakra, so it's twice here. I feel like working on your throat chakra, becoming more assertive, especially when it comes to what you are considering doing. Now, I'm not saying go out there and tell everybody your plans or go out there and, voice all these things, but what you really need to do is you need to take that time for yourself. If you feel like others are not listening to you, are you listening to yourself? And if you are listening to yourself, how well are you really, truly giving yourself that time to express yourself? Because I feel like because of the self-hatred and because of this rejection, these things that you've been feeling over the years, it's accumulated you to shutting down that part of you that enjoys creating, that enjoys doing things, because there's a sense of I'm unworthy around it, right? Because of all this self-hatred and rejection, now we're unworthy of things. And so we get that in our minds, and now it's like the universe is saying, okay, we can't keep this up because there's so many things that is supposed to come into your life, Sagittarius, but you need to realize that you are worthy of it. And I feel like for some of you guys, it's your voice, something that you're going, maybe whatever this endeavor or whatever this is that you're wanting to accomplish, it has a lot to do with your throat, a lot to do with your voice. People are going to hear you. You are meant to be heard. You're meant to be seen. You're meant to be acknowledged. And because of that, that's what you have to work on, is that self-talk, that self-hatred, that self-belief. Listen to yourself. Talk kind words to yourself. Healing that throat chakra is going to do you wonders. I promise. So we have emotional balance, stability, harmony, peace, and fluidity. So a lot of you guys, you are starting to become more into emotional balance. When you stop, like it's weird because I don't think you guys are intentionally trying to bully yourselves, but that's what it feels like. It's the sense of being bullied, bullying yourself. And it's kind of learning to let that go and say, I love myself, and learning that that is what's going to balance you out more, because I feel like it's out of balance. There's a part of you that's more negative than positive when it comes to the way you view yourself, the way you talk about yourself. And once you correct that, then the vision that you have for yourself is going to come up right. And you're going to find those personal boundaries within yourself by making choices, by asserting yourself, and especially communicating. Once you learn to communicate, you're going to be able to voice that. I feel like there was a lot of anger stuck in your throat chakra, because as I say that, I look at my ring and it's a blue lace agate, and blue lace agate is good for the throat chakra. It's very soothing and it helps with anger. And I absolutely love blue lace agate. It's like one of my favoriteest blue stones, and especially for the throat. So a lot of you guys might want to pick that up, or if you have some, use that. I feel like a lot of you guys have a lot of anger and unresolved issues from your childhood, but once that gets cleared out, the universe is going to open you up to, not only are you going to feel emotionally balanced, you're going to feel very good inside. You're going to feel like you are your bestest friend. People around, you're going to start getting more guidance. You're going to have more creativity again. Your money's going to start flowing in for you guys. Things are going to start happening for you, but it's all in how you talk to yourself. It's all in how you're communicating with oneself. So that's what I have for my Sagittariuses. That is what's coming in and changing up your life. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you guys have a great and wonderful day. If you guys like the video, please like and subscribe and leave a comment down below. Have a great, awesome, wonderful day. Thanks, guys. Bye. All right, Sagittarius, if you chose pile number 2, let's see what your reading is. What changes are coming your way? I absolutely love this deck. I think it's a very beautiful deck, and I am clearly a Nightmare Before Christmas fan, so I'm glad I got it. All right. So we have the Knight of Candles. I'm getting this sense for some of you guys that, and I think that's ironic because it looks like a big bad wolf, right? I feel like some of you guys have been dealing with some people, or like a wolf, or some kind of deceiving energy, right? Something that doesn't appear like it is, like a mirage, you know? It pretends to be one thing, but it's really not. Yeah, see, oh my gosh, as I say that, with the devil. Okay, what are you guys up to? What's been going on with your guys' energy? We have the Lovers. This feels like a run-on drama. I feel like this person brings so much drama into your life. I'm also getting a sense of stagnancy here, too, on top of it. So, we have the 7 of Needles, the 10 of Potions, the 8 of Candles, Justice, the Queen of Candles, the Queen of Needles, the 4 of Presents, this feels like a relationship, the 9 of Potions. This feels like it feels like a love relationship, or one specific person in your life, Sag. Man, I am not liking this person's energy. The Page of Potions, the Hierophant, the 9 of Presents, the 9 of Needles, and then you have Temperance. Wow. Okay. Well, I feel like some of you guys have dealt with some crap. I just feel frustrated. I feel so let down, and it's not even my energy. I just feel like you guys are tired, done with all the games, done with all of the manipulation. You feel as though this person has used you, and now you're feeling very very unseen, very unacknowledged. And I feel like you two, like, okay. So, for some of my Sages that have chosen this pile, I'm getting this sense that you were dealing with somebody who they seemed like the perfect partner, and I think that some of you guys found out that they were doing something behind your back, the whole time that you were either together or during the relationship. And I'm getting that for this individual, they kept denying it, or they were saying, oh no, this wasn't what was happening. I'm getting this feeling that this person could have gaslighted you, or just kind of like put this image kind of like, oh, well, nothing's really happening. I'm not doing any of these things. But then really they are. Because I'm getting that this person, they I think they got caught obviously lying about something. There was something that didn't seem right and you caught onto it, or somebody could have told you. I don't know why, but I just get this feeling that for some of you guys, you found out in one of the worst ways possible, and this really threw you off and really hurt you. And I'm getting that for some of you guys, it's like the dreams and the emotions that you built with this person kind of just like shattered. It felt like as if like all of the potions just fell on the floor and shattered. It just, your world felt over. I know it sounds dramatic, but in the moment it felt that way. It felt very heavy. You wanted this person to tell you the truth, and you wanted this person to be open and honest, and you really wanted justice. You wanted to confront this person. You wanted this person to tell you the absolute truth. And what I was getting is this person dropped it. They either could have dropped the conversation, they dropped the situation. I didn't get that they were very forthcoming with most things. And if they did tell you some things, I feel like they were kind of hurtful or just very dismissive. Like you knew that this person really wasn't going to be open and honest. And it kind of feels like this sense of needing to find yourself again. I think some of you guys maybe felt like you lost a part of yourself in this connection. And so you broke this connection off and you tried to work and feel through your own issues. And that's kind of what I'm getting here, is it's like you had to lick your own wounds. You had to go through this alone, is kind of what it seems like. And this person thought they were going to get away with it. Ooh. So I'm going to kind of go into this a little bit more, but it feels like there's more to be told. I am not really liking this person's energy. I'm getting a sense that this person could have cheated. Now, I don't really like to just jump to that conclusion, but I was feeling, ooh, okay, that is something to be reminded. I was feeling that some of you guys, because with the with this, the devil here, we have the Tower, the Six of Cups, the King of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Queen of Wands. So, I really hate to say this because I feel like for some of you guys, I mean, this was kind of what was happening here, was this person could have had a relationship prior to you and you had no idea that you could have been the side chick or the side dude, Or you were that person and then this individual was building with somebody else behind the scenes and you were like, really? We were together for these many years and you're with this, and I find out that you've been doing this with this person for like a year or two. You figured things out. What I'm getting with this person is this individual, at the time that this has occurred, if this is resonating so far, okay, at the time that this had happened to you guys, this person thought they were going to get away with it. A part of them just didn't feel the connection in the way that they once did. And I don't think they wanted to tell you that out of fear of how you would react. And this person, they had this tower moment in their life where they had either they came across an ex or somehow there's something here that felt kind of nostalgic that I think caused this, which I feel like the tower moment could have been cheating or could have been this deception. I think that this person is looking, because it looks like the King of Wands and then that Queen of Wands, it looks like they're pairing, they're a couple, but to have that Wheel of Fortune in the middle, it's almost like this person really thought that they could have grown and build with this other person, but at the same time they enjoyed the benefits that you were giving them in the connection that caused them to want to keep coming back to you. So I feel like this person was investing more into this other individual and actually putting more effort and energy into this and then giving you the bare minimum, going back and forth with you. And I think that for a lot of you guys, again, you had no idea, or just say you are aware and say this person is married and you know that this person is married and maybe you're that Queen of Wands and and this person's cheating on their partner with you. That is a possibility. I am getting, though, either way, there's a third party. There is a situation here. I feel as though this person didn't tell you the full truth. This individual is juggling between you and another person because I don't think they knew how to truly communicate their feelings. They didn't feel like they were strong enough to disappoint you or the other person. And so I get this sense that this person, they went against what they know was right, made a decision, and then justified it to themselves, to which they believe that this was the right decision for them for this situation. If they keep it hush hush, if they work through it, they could probably, it's almost like this person didn't really have a long-term plan, just more like they were trying to get through the day and they didn't want to have arguments, they didn't want to have fights. So this person really was being very selfish in a lot of ways, not really wanting to open up and communicate. And for some of you guys, I get this could have been a past connection or the current connection. So for some of you, this is past, some of you, this is current. And I just get that. That's kind of what I'm picking up here. So whatever resonates, pick it, right? So here with that 7 of Candles here, the 8 of Candles, I feel like a lot of you guys, you wanted that pure open honesty, and this person was aware that you wanted to be open and you wanted that honesty, that you wanted the justice to being able to know the situation, right? But this person, I think, lied and was very defensive and was acting as though they were being very hurt by the situation that you were accusing them of. I think that for some of you, I think you accused this person that they cheated, and then they responded with another lie stating, no, I didn't cheat, whatever. And some of you guys, a part of you felt like something wasn't right there. Maybe you allowed it to continue in a sense because maybe you thought, well, maybe he really isn't cheating. Maybe it's in my head. Some of you guys, that's the situation that happened. And for others of you, it's like a part of you was like, no, I know you cheated, but I want to see how far this is going to go. So I feel like a lot of you wanted that judgment, you wanted that justice, you wanted this person to see what they did wrong. Now, what I'm getting is this person, when I feel like you offered them a lot, but after this betrayal, I get the sense that you were very hurt. And even though you were very hurt, you still, I think, gave this person a lifeline. You still wanted to help this person, or you still wanted to be with this person in some way. But that was the issue, was you didn't know if you could get past the hurt and the betrayal that you felt with this person. And while this individual, they felt abandoned and alone most of their life. And I think that is an issue that is in with them that causes them to cheat, that causes them to run away from their issues. And that's not an excuse for this person. I think this individual deals with a lot of conflict and a lot of drama in their life. And I think that this person is a very sensitive person, and I think that's another reason why this really upsetted you, is because it's like you felt very hurt by them, and you didn't think that they would ever do that to you due to how you know their past was and how you know that this person was hurt in the past, right? And so for a lot of you guys, you've had to get yourself together. You had to find a way to move forward, and letting go of this connection. It was something you didn't want to do. And I feel like you wanted to try and keep on to this connection, this commitment that you felt. You tried to gain the clarity. You wanted him or her to pick and make a decision. You were waiting for this answer. And I feel like this person could have left you hanging for some time, or just didn't want to just full out tell you how they really felt. And a lot of you guys, you had to just use your own intuition and use that had to pull yourself up and keep yourself together while going through this. And this was very difficult for you to really handle and to go through. And I feel like it's just, I feel like, Sag, if this is the past, this is still impacting you now. You guys have this sense of anger and loss and sadness inside of you. When you think about this person, it makes your blood boil, or it just makes you feel hopeless. It's like this sense of you that feels deeply disappointed, and it left you guys feeling like you waited for this person. You thought this person would pull through. It felt like there was a lot of empty promises that they gave you. And I feel like a lot of you guys probably thought this other person that they were with was better than you. And it's like this person beat down your self-worth and your self-esteem. And I get that for a lot of you guys, because of this, it has caused some of you to be afraid to make another commitment to another person, or to truly be committed. I feel like you guys are very kind and giving people, and you really try to have patience with those around you, and you are always trying to give. And like I said, I think a lot of you guys, you're just focusing on yourself. Maybe you're focusing on your career now, because in your mind you're like, well, my relationships was a big fail, but my career is still going, or something that I'm making. Like, a part of you is thinking, well, I can just make money. I'll just work on this. I'll just work on that. But there's this deep sense of loss, this deep sense of, when will this ever end? And I get this feeling that for some of you, I think this relationship ended, but it feels like it ended not in a way that you would have liked. I think that this person either could have ghosted you, or this person could have walked away in such an abrupt, rude way, or in some way that made you go, wow. Right? Like, wow, I can't believe that this person ended it this way. And I think that that is another reason why you have so many issues when it comes to maybe relationships now and in the future, and now in the present, because there's this sense of lack of loss, this sense of passion that you once had, this love, this trust that you once had, that vulnerability. It's like you were vulnerable to the wrong person. You were vulnerable to a wolf in sheep's clothing, and I feel like they bit you, they hurt you, and because of that, now you're like, ooh, love is not safe, and you withdraw back. And Sag, what is changing in your life is that I have this feeling that a lot of you guys, when you work through these feelings, because with that Temperance, it leaks off of you now, where you're afraid to commit to certain things. You're afraid to put in that hard work and effort with people. And because of that, you're not in your full power. You're not in the full Emperor's energy. And because you feel this sense of disappointment, this sense of lack, this sense of discernment, like, oh, well, I shouldn't have done that. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't know how I'm going to handle that. It gets very frustrating. And I feel like a lot of you guys are working through that now and is letting it go. And I feel like that's kind of what is happening for a lot of you guys, is letting go of this person and what has occurred here. Because I feel like you guys are holding on to things that it's almost like you guys are torturing yourself, when in reality you should have let that go a long time ago. But it's not that you are, it's not that you're a bad person, and it's not that you deserved what happened to you. But I think that the universe is trying to let you know, like, hey, this is just a phase. This is just a wound. This is something that you're going through, but that doesn't make it anything about you. That doesn't mean that you're the problem. And now I'm not saying that that other person is all the problem. Clearly it takes two people to make a relationship, but it only takes one person to break that relationship. And I feel like that is what has happened here, is you really wanted to continue that relationship, but I think they broke that trust. They broke what it was, that created this relationship. It was built off of lies and dishonesty and not what you needed. And I feel like the universe was trying to get you to see that, because they know that you deserve better than that. But instead you took it on as, oh, I'm the problem and nobody would ever love me. And it turned into this whole abandonment thing. When in actuality, Sag, it was like the universe was showing you this person doesn't deserve the love and the attention that you are giving them, because they are not giving it back to you. And somebody that is emotionally unavailable like that cannot love you in the way that you need to be loved. And so I feel like going through this hardship has caused you guys to close off, even to like your family members, to your loved ones, to those that you care about. It has closed off so many avenues in your life, and now it's like we need to shake that loose so that things can become more open again. So I'm gonna pull the karma cards, see what's coming up for you guys. See, yeah, we have Mars, drive for the confronting of an action. And so I feel like for a lot of you guys, this relationship could have been very passionate, very sexual, but also it was moving you into the direction to where you can find your hidden gems, the worth that you have. So Mars is very combative, and I feel like you had a lot of ups and downs with this person, very intense, very physical. I'm also getting to that this person is now making you confront your worst nightmares or your worst shadow, those energies that you have been suppressing. And it's time to take that action, Sag, to releasing this. And again, I know when I say this, it's much easier said than done, but it is definitely something that needs to be addressed and something that needs to be looked at, that only, unfortunately, you can heal. And I feel like some of you guys, you know you need to heal this. You know that it's over with, but there's still this sense of you that still had love, that still had care towards this person. And I think that you hated yourself for that you hated that you still cared about this person even though they hurt you. Even though you know that they didn't care about your feelings, it still hurts you to know that you still felt that, you still cared even though they didn't care. And because of that, a lot of you guys have had to go within and work through those issues that has caused you to go into that type of turmoil in the first place, which is not an easy thing to deal with. So we have here the 8th house, personal power, the mystery of life, and major change. What was I saying? You guys are going to change a lot. Not only am I getting personal appearance, I feel like a lot of you guys are going to get like your nails done or your hair done, or you're going to shave, you're going to look nicer, you're going to be like, I feel like some of you guys did just come out of that relationship and it's like you're needing a new life, a new change. But I also am getting to that this person was placed into your life so that you can take back your your power so that you can say no, so that you can put your foot down, so that you can walk in the right direction of your life, which is the mystery of life. Sometimes those who appear lost are actually not lost. It's the ones that seem so confident that they know what they're doing are the ones that are truly lost. And so I feel like for a lot of you guys, this person could have put on this persona like, oh, I know what I'm doing. Me and this person is so much better and blah, blah, blah. And they could have just said all kinds of horrible things to you. They could have lied to you. But then in the end here, Sag, it was really them that were lost, and it was you that were finding yourself through this pain. You were finding yourself. And so we also have here the 11th house. For humanity's sake, your hopes and wishes, do it for the future. And I feel like that's what it is. You guys are starting to try and make better choices for your future. You guys are taking your hopes and your wishes, and you're not, it's almost like a part of you guys know that if you let them win, meaning you let them take over your part of your heart that's filled with love, you turn it into hatred because they hurt you, because they shut you down emotionally, then they win. So I feel like a lot of you guys, you're working through these emotional issues that you felt that this person could have caused so that you can actually have a better connection in the long run. And so it's like making these little changes, little habits are going to what's going to help you guys moving forward. And I think that going through that chaos that this person brought into your life, which is what it feels like. It feels like your life was so much simpler, so much peaceful, and then they came around and it was drama and it was all kinds of crazy, chaotic stuff. And at the time, it was kind of fun and exhilarating at the beginning, but over time, it became a burden and it was too much for you. It's like they were like this tornado that came and just wiped out everything you knew. It's like this just wrecked you. And I felt like this was in a way, a blessing in disguise to teach you to take action in your life, to change, to look towards the future, to do what is better for you now for the long run than what is better for you in the short term. And that is what is happening. It's like awakening you to your power. This person sent you to hell because with the 8th house there, that is Scorpio's domain, and that is like the depths, right? I think this person very much hurt you, and they struck a nerve into the depths of your soul that has caused you guys to have this awakening, to have this healing ability, to move forward. And so I feel like for a lot of you guys, this was a blessing in disguise, even though at the time it does not feel like it. At the bottom of the deck here, we have Libra. So we have cooperation to perfect, decision about resulting from the fairness shown by. So some of you guys, it's like, I feel like when I saw this Libra here and then I saw that Justice card there, it's like I'm getting that this person will eventually get their karma. Now, I believe in karma in a sense where how the Buddha believed in karma, where if you grab a thing of sand and you try to throw it at the other person's face and the wind picks up and hits you in the face, it's like an instant karma. You can't hurt another being without hurting yourself. And this person is in a lot of pain. So I do have a lot of sympathy for this person, but at the same time, I understand how badly and deeply they could have hurt you in this process. But it's like learning to move forward even though you've been in pain, even though this has been difficult for you. It's like moving forward is causing you to actually start to create the life that you deserve. And I feel like this person is going to regret the things that they've done, whether they will admit that to you or not, because I feel like this individual has a huge sense of pride and a huge sense of needing to be right. I feel like they're very stubborn too. So this is the Chakra Insight Oracle cards. I'm going to just shuffle. So see what is it that could potentially be blocking, what you could be working on and healing, what is happening for you. So I feel like a lot of you guys, your intuition is spot on. How you knew that this person was hiding something. You needed to trust that insight, trust that awareness, trust your guidance. I feel like you guys are being very guided and at this time, and I feel like you guys need to trust that you are on the right path, that even though things are not appearing as the way that they want. And you know what I said? You know, it's like at the beginning before I was shuffling, it's like something does not seem quite as it appears. I feel like that's how your entire reality is at the moment. Everything feels doom and gloom, but in actuality, it's actually for your betterment, but you cannot see it because it's like it's so up, it's like you can't see it because you're not seeing it from that angle, from that higher perspective. And so, what is healing right now is your relationships, the way that you are intimate with others, the way that you feel towards others. This is something that is working through. And I feel like, in a way, this is giving you a sense of that freedom that you've been craving, Sag, that you've been needing in relationships. And I have here presence. So, you guys are becoming more aware, like I said, more awareness, and you're being more attentive to those around you and to your own connection to yourself and those that you've been with. Because a lot of you guys, after this person, say, could have cheated or things could have happened, you could have realized, wow, this wasn't a good friend. This person knew all along. This could have happened. I mean, it could have been a complete disaster, Sag. That's what I am picking up here. And it's all bringing you back to healing in that moment, healing in that presence. And I feel like your self-expression, that vocalization, your individuality, that inner voice, you becoming more assertive in your everyday life is going to change your life drastically. And that's what I'm getting, is you're becoming more present within yourself. You're becoming more self-expressed. And because of that, your life is going to change drastically. Your relationships are going to shift. You're no longer going to be in the same type of relationship like you've learned your lessons, Sag, and you're not going to repeat a cycle with this person or people like him or her. Right? You're going to go up to it's almost like you're upgrading your relationships. You're upgrading the way that you are present with those around you. So it's like you are upgrading your DNA, you are upgrading your life. Your relationships are going to become a lot more smoother. You're going to start noticing your intuition is heightening at this time. So that is the changes that I am seeing coming in for my Sagittariuses that chose pile number 2. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope this resonated for you guys. Please leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment down below how you think of this reading. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Have a great and wonderful day, Sag. Bye.